Well, hello, and welcome back to the podcast, episode 175. Jenny, I'm feeling a little paradoxical today.
Oh, Mark, only you would describe your mood as paradoxical. What's got you in a twist this week?
It's this wild finding I came across in the Katalon 2025 State of Software Quality Report. It talks about the AI paradox in QA, quality assurance.
Okay, I'm intrigued. AI and QA seems like a natural fit for boosting efficiency, right? Where's the paradox in that?
Well, you'd think so. And AI adoption in QA is climbing big time. The report says adoption of AI-augmented tests was up a whopping 61% year over year. We're talking almost two-thirds of organizations now integrating some form of AI.
That's a significant jump, for sure. So the paradox isn't about the adoption itself?
Nope. Here's the head-scratcher. At the same time, the fear of job loss among QA testers who are active AI users is going up quite a bit, like double the fear compared to just a year ago.
Wait. Active AI users? The people actually using times the AI are the ones more afraid of losing their jobs? That doesn't quite track at first glance, does it?
Exactly. It's genuinely counterintuitive. You'd think if they're using it, they see how it helps them, maybe makes their job more interesting. But their fear index? Up over 100%. They're seeing firsthand what AI times can times do. And maybe that's what's making them nervous about what it might times do to their specific role.
Okay. I think I'm starting to grasp it now. It's like watching a coworker who's just way faster and more efficient at certain tasks, and you start wondering where you fit into the picture. So what kind of AI are they typically using in QA that's causing this kind of anxiety?
Good question. The report and other research point to things like AI-augmented test optimization and self-healing tests. So basically, AI helping decide which tests to run based on risk, and then tests that can potentially fix themselves when the user interface changes.
Self-healing tests? That does sound like something out of science fiction, if you ask me. So if a button moves on the screen, the test script just figures it out and adjusts?
Pretty much. It uses machine learning to recognize the elements, even if their location or properties change. It dramatically reduces the maintenance headache of test suites. According to some enterprise data I saw alongside the report, that can cut down rework time by 40%.
Okay, well that sounds amazing for efficiency, and perhaps a little terrifying if your job was primarily maintaining those test scripts year after year. So, genuinely, where times human testers fit into this increasingly automated picture?
That's where the conversation shifts, and it's an important pivot. The experts aren't saying testers are obsolete. They're talking about the rise of the hybrid tester.
Hybrid tester? Like a centaur of QA, half human, half automation?
Chuckles. A little bit. It's less mythological, thankfully. It's someone who blends those traditional manual testing and analytical skills with the ability to manage, interpret, and even guide AI-powered tools. It's moving away from just clicking buttons and more towards strategy, critical thinking, and understanding the bigger technical picture.
So instead of just executing specific test cases that someone else wrote, they're designing the system times of testing that now includes AI?
Precisely. Vu Lam, the CEO of Katalon, put it well in the report, saying QA teams are evolving into business value drivers through quality at speed paradigms. It's a clear shift toward being a strategic part of the entire development process, not just a final checkpoint tacked on at the end.
That makes practical sense. It does require a higher level of skill, though. Are testers actually keeping up with this demand?
They are. The report indicates that 67% of QA teams are investing in learning AI-related skills. People see the writing on the wall, or rather, the code in the AI algorithms. They know they need to adapt or be left behind.
And this upskilling, does that correlate with the maturity level of the specific QA team?
Definitely, there's a strong link there. High-maturity teams are 1.3 times more likely to adopt AI-augmented tests compared to less mature teams. They're already further along in automation and process optimization, so integrating AI is a natural next step for them. They see the potential ROI more clearly.
ROI. Right. because saving 40% on maintenance, for example, translates quite directly to the bottom line. So the fear is there among the individuals, but there's also this clear, accelerating trend of adoption and upskilling across the industry. It really is a paradox playing out in real time.
It is. And it's not just about the current tools. Future trends point toward even more sophisticated uses of AI, like natural language processing systems that can interpret ambiguous requirements documents. Imagine explaining a feature to an AI in plain language, and it helps generate relevant test cases for you. That's a different world of testing.
Wow. That would certainly change the initial stages of testing, shifting the human role from writing cases to refining and validating them. So where does this leave the average QA professional listening to this? Should they be panicking about their job or actively prepping for a new one?
Definitely prepping, not panicking. The demand for skilled QA professionals who understand both the application under test and times how to effectively leverage AI tools is only going to grow. It's a clear call to evolve your skill set. Learn about machine learning concepts, data analysis, maybe even prompt engineering for these new AI interfaces.
So the jobs aren't disappearing entirely, but the job descriptions and the required skill set are definitely changing significantly.
Precisely. And frankly, for testers who embrace this shift, there are exciting new roles emerging in areas we haven't really seen before. Roles in AI model testing itself, quality analytics, where you interpret the data coming out of AI tools, and AI oversight to make sure the tools are performing correctly. It's a chance to move up the value chain, to be more strategic and less tactical, potentially.
That's a much more optimistic outlook than just AI is taking our jobs. It's more about AI is changing our jobs, and here's how to stay ahead of the curve.
Exactly. It's an evolution of the role, not an extinction event for the profession. And I think for companies, the challenge is figuring out how to integrate human expertise with AI capabilities effectively. That's where the significant gains are made. It's almost never one or the other. It's about making both work together.
All right. The AI paradox in QA. Fear and adoption rising together, pushing the field towards hybrid roles, continuous learning, and new strategic responsibilities. A fascinating shift to watch unfold.
It is. And it just reinforces that in tech, stagnation isn't a viable option anymore. You have to keep learning, keep adapting your skills.
Well said, Mark. On that thoughtful note, I think we'll wrap up this episode. Thanks for breaking down that paradox for us.
My pleasure, Jenny. Always fun to dive into the tech weirdness with you.